Contracting Nightly Sports Call. If you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. 1-800-NEW-ROOF. They're the best in the business. Give us a call right now on the Borders and Borders hotline, 412-575-2600. You know, we're pretty, we talked a little bit about Chris Hubbard and his versatility. We're pretty versatile, too. You know, I mean, we could turn into a political show here. I'm going to give updates on the U.S. House District 18.
Excellent.
Yeah, Connor Lamb in the lead right now. 107-471. Rick Saccone, 106-771. So we got a race on our hands. All right, let's go out to the phones, and we're going to go out to Tony in Hunker. What's up, Tony?
How you guys doing tonight?
Good. Where's Hunker?
Down there by West Mifflin.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What's up, Tony?
Just calling to see if you guys seen Le'Veon Bell's tweet about wanting to be a Steeler for life. And just wanted to know if you get your haircut at Fantastic Sam's.
Fantastic Sam's. No, I don't get my haircut there.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I heard it's a great place.
No,
it's
real cheap and dirty.
Fantastic Sam's. I heard it's a great place. Thanks for the great call from Hunker there. I've never heard of Hunker before. Have you?
Nope.
Yeah, neither
it's
have I.
down there by West Mifflin.
Yeah, Fantastic Sam's. I've never went into Fantastic Sam's, but I heard it's a wonderful place, like Sports Clips. I get my hair cut at a place called Step Up Styles out in Plum area, Murraysville, Plum area. Yeah, Melanie, she does a great job. Got my hair cut today. Yeah, got my hair cut today. So it's always a big day when you can get your hair cut. So thanks to Melanie, and thanks for that call. I forget the guy's name that just called here, but he was from Hunker. All right, let's go out to Paul in Swissville. How you doing, Paul?
Guys, how are you tonight?
Good, thanks for calling.
2 points, if I may. I'm confused about the Still organization. Why don't they just come out and say Ryan Shazier's football career is over? The complexity and severity of his injuries and spinal stabilization surgery, the best he can hope to do in life for him and his family is to walk one day again on his own. Football's off the table. Why don't they just say it?
Paul, you a doctor?
Second point, I called Bob Pompiani last night and asked him regarding the NCAA tournament, how come we don't get the regional round? We've only ever gotten the first round, and he said it was a question of capacity. Well, I called the NCAA today in Indianapolis and was lucky to get a guy from the site selection committee that told me Pittsburgh doesn't meet the criteria. If the venue falls 9 miles or more away from the airport, they require a light rail connection, and Pittsburgh doesn't have enough hotels either in a half-mile radius from the venue. So just wanted to put that out there. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know about the truth.
Thanks for that report,
Paul, Dr. Paul. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're not doctors here. I don't even know what to say about the Ryan Shazier. They ruled him out this year. We don't know if he's ever going to play again. He said he wants to play again, so we got to take him at his word. And there have been miracles before, Gene.
Sure.
So that's what we can hope for, I guess.
We're not doctors on the show. We do have doctors call in.
We do, like Dr. Paul.
Dr. Paul.
But we have stayed at a Holiday Inn.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, and the criteria that he just called in about venues being 9 miles. I mean, I'm going to take him from talking to some guy at the NCAA today. I'm glad you made the call, Paul. But I've been to a lot of Sweet 16s, and I do not think the one out in San Jose a few years ago. I don't think that's 9 miles from the airport. And I know Pittsburgh has a lot more hotels than San Jose, and San Jose had a Sweet 16. I mean, sure, there are some kind of criteria you have to meet, but I don't know if I know Pittsburgh has more hotel rooms than San Jose.
Why do you want something other than the first round games? I mean, why do you? I mean, so what? We don't get a regional, so what?
The first round games are the best ones to have. Yeah, it's the best.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best to have. I think I've been to a Sweet 16 in Dayton. I mean, where's the Dayton airport? Is that close to the arena? And you think Dayton has more hotel rooms than Pittsburgh? I don't know about that, Paul. Thanks for the call, though. It was awesome. Bob Clearfield, how you doing, Bob?
How you doing, Jim? The Chris Hubbards of the NFL, I said, are few and far between. He said we're able to put him in just about any place on the line. He said and perform admirably. I can't help but think that this might have some impact on the Steelers' draft plans going forward. He said you could have somebody there maybe in the third round. He said that could be a suitable replacement. Because let's face it, I don't think that B.J. Finney, as handy as he is to have around, is somebody you could put out there at the tackle position where you could with Chris Hubbard. So I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Hey, thanks very much for the call.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Gene, I don't know what you think, but I talked to Gerald Hawkins at the end of the year. He's hoping that he can fill that role. I think the Steelers have some confidence in that guy. I would imagine that's who's next in line.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think you're right about Finney. I really like him at guard and center, but I don't know if he's a tackle. So, the Steelers could draft an offensive lineman, later in the draft, not, I don't think, in the top 4 picks.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I kind of think, I don't know how the first 4 picks unfold for you, but I think it's going to be linebacker, safety, running backs. I think those are the biggest needs.
Yeah, they might take a wide receiver and maybe with a 4th.
Yeah, knowing that Bryant's not going to be around after this year. Mm-hmm. All right, back out to the phone lines. We're going to go out to Nate out in Rostraver. How you doing, Nate?
Hey, guys, I'm doing well.
Good, thanks for calling.
Sticking with the Steelers topic, I know the defense is an area that they're going to focus on this year, most notably linebackers. So I was wondering your thoughts on maybe bringing in a guy like Richie's former partner, Mike.
I would have loved to know who he was going to say. I mean, I can't even guess who he could have said.
I didn't cut him off.
Yeah, I didn't cut him off either. I mean, John did back there, and that's fine. He's probably going to swear or say something stupid, but I would have liked to know who. Was he talking about people that I've worked with over the years? I mean, maybe
Call back.
Yeah, call back. I'd love to know who you were talking about. All right, we're going to try Dave out in Bell Vernon. How you doing, Dave? What's up, man?
Hey, why I'm calling, Gene, especially for you. Back in the 60s, there was a lot of talk about NBA coming to Pittsburgh. I seen Will Chamberlain play a legal NBA game in the Civic Arena. What has ever happened over the years that we never got any type of interest in the NBA? I'm a big NBA fan.
Go ahead. You can answer this. I wasn't around in the 60s, Gene.
I was around, but I wasn't in Pittsburgh. I mean, this question has been around Pittsburgh for as long as I've been here, which is like 1982. In my opinion, Pittsburgh would not support an NBA team. It failed to support, 2 other leagues. I don't know what the basis of anyone thinking they would support an NBA team. They don't, unless you have an NBA team in here who's going to win right away and build a new arena. I'm skeptical. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, we get this every couple years where a guy wants to bring an NBA team. It's never going to work. I mean, the city isn't big enough to support it.
We barely support the teams we got.
Yeah, and I mean, the only idea that I had, and this might be a far-fetched idea, Gene, but maybe when the Penguins aren't that good in a couple years and the Cleveland Cavaliers aren't that good, I always thought that maybe you could cross-promote each team and play maybe 6 games in Cleveland and the Cavaliers 6 games here.
It's been tried, yeah, specifically with the Packers and Milwaukee, but that's a long time ago too. I just don't think it would work.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but it would only work, like you said a couple minutes ago, if you could guarantee a winner right off the bat. But then it would take away from the Penguins. The people that want to buy season tickets to the Penguins would spend their money on the NBA team, and I think it would it would hurt all the sports teams in Pittsburgh, except for the Steelers. All right, we're going to go out to Lou in Fox Chapel. How you doing, Lou? Thanks for calling. Lou, you there?
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, guys. It seems to me last year the Penguins really decided the offensive players to play hard-nosed defense, and that's why they were so great in the playoffs. I wondered what you think about their defensive thrust, whether they'll commit to do that this year.
Well, Lou, there's 12 games left, and this is the defense that we're going to see. It's not going to change. I think this is the Penguins team that you're gonna have to deal with. It's not going to be as good as last year, but you got to remember, maybe that defense was overall better, but this year this defense has Chris Letang. I'd rather have a defense that had Chris Letang on it.
Well, that's true. You have Chris Letang. What you don't have is Ian Cole, so you don't have the depth that you might have had 3 weeks ago. But Jim Rutherford, likes the mix he has now. The Penguins are one of those teams that play defense with their offense. I mean, their whole philosophy is to keep the puck in the other zone with the forecheck, not giving opponents opportunities in the offensive zone. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've gotten this question a number of times. I wouldn't undo that trade.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather have Brassard than Ian Cole and deal with this defense because, like you said, the Penguins like to control the puck.
Especially in the playoffs, Brassard is a great playoff player.
Yeah, much rather him be on the Penguins than on another team. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, some of your tweets, if they're good. Coming up next, stay right there.